Hello everyone, it's PKO Entertainment back again, and we're now going to talk about the Super Bowl trailer or recent television spot for Top Gun Maverick. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure you all do. This is the sequel to the 1986 sort of action drama Top Gun, which had Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer and Kelly McGillis in it. And for me, Top Gun was always one of those movies that it's more of an iconic movie rather than a great 80s movie. I wouldn't put it up there with the likes of your Ghostbusters, your Beverly Hills Cop, your Raiders of the Lost Ark, Gremlins. Those are all iconic 80s movies as well. But for me, those all had greatness in them. If you go back and watch Top Gun, it's one of those movies where it's not really about a lot. It's just basically, Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer going through the whole training academy within the pilot base, and he then had, back and forth, all your typical testosterone, that you get within an 80s movie, and then you have the relationship or the love interest with Kelly McGillis, and then you have the stunning aerial sequences, and of course the iconic phrases, the Need for Speed and the 80s classic songs, the Danger Zone, and every what's the other one? Take My Breath Away. That's it. So, as someone who grew up in the 80s, when you think of Top Gun, you generally think of those aspects in particular, but you don't really think of the, what was the great story or what was the great character, if you like, as such. So, it was one of those. I don't think it's as memorable a movie as what a lot of people would think. But fair enough, that's just my opinion. But going on to these trailers for Top Gun Maverick, so when we read the synopsis and the trailers, I think the general gist of the story is that Maverick has, he's deemed this legendary pilot. And they've called him back because he's got to train these new recruits for this potentially dangerous new missions. And from the clips we see, it's going to be that sort of storyline where Maverick gets flashbacks or he gets demons from his past, and he's got to deal with all of those. And obviously Jennifer Connelly is going to be his sort of love interest, and I'm sure you've got other actors, sort of John Hamm is in this, I believe, and Miles Teller, and from the trailers we see there's plenty of confrontations and bust ups, very much like the original movie. It's almost like this is a beat for beat recreation of the original, and what will obviously be upgraded is the aerial sequences, which do look great. I'm pretty sure this will be shown in IMAX screens when it's released. They look great. You get all the overhead shots. You get planes flying in between each other, flying over each other, under each other, and it all looks good. The scenery all looks great. That all looks fantastic. But what you don't have is really any sense of the plot or the story. I mean, what I outlined as the story is really what I sort of looked up, on various sites. Really, the trailers itself doesn't give you any of that, and I think what they want to do is basically feed off the the nostalgia, and because primarily it's going to be fans of the original that are going to want to see this. It doesn't do anything to alienate new people that want to watch it. And I think that's probably what they wanted to do. They didn't want to sort of have many two callbacks to the original. There's no playing of either of the two iconic songs. There's no sort of previous clips. I mean, who knows? Kelly McGillis may make an appearance. To be honest, I'm not sure what Kelly McGillis is up to nowadays. I don't really know what she's been in recently. So we'll see. It's one of those where, like I said, it's not got me overly excited. Like, visually it looks great, but it's not one of those I've got to feel is a must-see movie, just purely because, to me, Top Gun, there wasn't a lot to it in the first place. So if you're not a huge fan of the first movie, you're not necessarily going to be as invested in this sequel here. So, but again, nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's gonna appeal to the fans of the original, and at the same time, I'm sure newer audiences will give it a look. Tom Cruise. It's funny how he was always against doing sequels, but obviously he's continually done the Mission Impossible movies. Now we've seen the Top Gun sequel. Did we need a Top Gun sequel? Not really, but you could say that by so many other franchises. We didn't need sequels, but we got them anyway. So I'm pretty sure this will be pretty much a love letter to the original, and we're going to get some pretty stunning flight sequences. Tom Cruise, yeah, I'd say as a movie star, he's pretty much, legendary status now. He always did. I can't even think of really a bad performance Tom Cruise has been in. I mean, he hasn't made. There have been some movies that I thought weren't that really good. Magnolia, I think it's just one of the most overrated films ever. And Vanilla Sky, I do not know what they were trying with that movie. And Eyes Wide Shut, again, not really too great. But I think as a performance aspect, Tom Cruise has always been that solid sort of leading actor in his roles, and I'm pretty sure he'll deliver here. Always great to see Jennifer Connelly. I mean, why wouldn't you want to see Jennifer? She still looks as beautiful as ever, and I'm sure the other actors in this film will prove fine. Again, we didn't really. It would have been nice to see just what other characters are involved here. It's. I understand Tom Cruise is the lead, and that's the top of character, and but it would have been just good to see other characters involved, and what sort of angle or agendas that they have. But maybe this is what this movie might be just designed, just a recreation of the 80s original, and it doesn't want to do anything more than that. Just be a kind of, again, a sort of nostalgic, crowd pleasing blockbuster to satisfy people who love the original, and at the same time try and bring in new audiences for that. So at least it knows what it is. It knows what it's trying to do. It's not trying to be anything more, so you can't really fault the movie too much for that. And every shot on the trailer looks really great, so you can't really fault it too much. Just for me, it's not one that has an essential event movie. If you were to tell me what's the most must see movies of the summer, I'm not sure I'd put Top Gun up there, because from what I've seen in the trailers, it's basically what I saw 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was, however old I am, and it's just a sort of digital upgrade of that and nothing more than that. So we'll see what happens, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you a major fan of the Top Gun movie? Was it a truly great, iconic movie for you in the 80s? Are you excited to see Tom Cruise back? Are you looking forward to any sort of cameo appearances? Or are you somebody who doesn't really know anything about Top Gun, but you're still quite interested in it, and you're going to see it, and you feel it'll be a good, accessible summer blockbuster? Let me know in the comments below, and as we continue here, I will preview and review a lot more of the Super Bowl TV trailers, and I assume we'll probably get one more Top Gun trailer. I think this is the sort. We've had one initially, and then this is like the second sort of footage. So I guess we'll get one more before its release, and I'll continue to update you and provide more coverage on that, as well as other trailers coming up in the next coming month. So, yeah, that's my verdict on it. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.